Hello, everybody. This is Ghost Hunter 385. I am back with more StarCraft 2, another topic, and more commentary for everybody. Today's topic is how to protect yourself from the police. This is the sound of the police. Whoop, whoop. This is the sound of the police. Whoop, whoop. I'm stupid, I know. I'm stupid, I know. But still, we'll get into this in just a quick second, folks.
I stand for my people.
And what do you want?
Beyond redemption.
I don't care what you're selling.
I'm glad we understand each other.
Hey, you. Yeah, you. Behind the computer screen. I see you. Like the video. Watch it. Subscribe. I don't really care what you do.
Power, your ultimate abilities have awakened.
Anyway, I gotta go watch Golden Girls. Bye, boys.
Inform the brood mothers. This war moves on Core Hall.
Well, my sense of humor aside is pretty twisted, like Twisted Christmas.
I'm going to Core
But
Hall.
anyway, I digress here, folks. The point here is, how do you protect yourself from law enforcement? Now, one of the best ways to protect yourself from law enforcement is get a lawyer. Now, people will sit there and say, Ghost Hunter, getting a lawyer makes you guilty. No, it doesn't. And this is one of the biggest misconceptions out there. Getting a lawyer makes you guilty. Makes you look guilty. No, it doesn't. That's stigma that needs to be stopped. And here's why. The police are not interested in proving your innocence. The police are not interested in protecting you. They will protect you if you are the victim. And that you can prove you are the victim. Key word there. Prove you are the victim here. Beyond that, the cops are coming looking for a perpetrator and somebody to maybe arrest, unless it's a civil situation and all that stuff. And with that in mind here, you have to protect yourself. And a lawyer is the first biggest step here. Because do you want to end up being the guy who gets tossed in a cell and gets cuffs thrown on him? No, no one wants to be that person. Man or woman, no one wants to be that person. I guarantee it. But, again, get a lawyer. Protect yourself. I'll tell you guys right now, if I had all the money that I wanted in my life, I would have 3 lawyers on retention from at least 2 different firms and 1 independent lawyer from a firm. Flat out. I would have that set ready in case anything popped up. No joke.
I sense it too.
But Ghost Hunter, getting a lawyer makes you look guilty. Again, stigma here. Has anyone here ever heard of the Netflix documentary called The Confession Tapes? Where the prosecutors prosecuted people just by simply getting confessions out of people? And people ultimately ended up in jail because they didn't show the right amount of grief. They didn't show this. They didn't show this emotion. They didn't show that. You know, all of that jazz. You know, I've heard of stories where cops are like, oh, this man's wife died. He must have done it. Do you have any hard evidence? No, not really. It's mostly circumstantial. But they won the hearts of the jury, and this man's guilty with a tear in his eye, as he swore up and down that this man was guilty. Yet, there's barely any physical proof that he did it. Heard way too many stories like that. Way too many. Get a lawyer, Protect yourself. You can't harp on that enough. Be smart. Don't be dumb. Tell you that right now. Now, part 2 here. Next step here. Interacting with the police. Depends on the situation. If you get pulled over, you've been speeding, and the cops clocked you, admit to nothing, invoke the 5th, and, you know, am I being detained? If they're not detaining you, why'd they pull you over? They pulled you over because your vehicle matched a description of a stolen car, or it matches the description of some other nebulous crime, you know, spin the wheel, take a pic, you know. Kidnapping! You know, take your pick here. Your car matches this description and they pull you over. It's, okay, am I being detained? If the answer is yes, I invoke the 5th, my right to counsel, and as soon as they do an ID check and it's like, oh, this isn't who we're looking for, you know, you can't get the cops in trouble because probable cause here, but always, always, always do your best to protect yourself. Cop asks to search your vehicle. Oh, if you have anything in the car that's illegal, you know, whether it be drugs, whatever, stuff you're not supposed to bring across state lines, county lines, whatever. No, I do not consent to this vehicle search, and you do not have probable cause to search my vehicle. Simple enough. Simple enough.
I am the swarm.
You have to comply within the means of the law. Now, mind you, I'm no attorney here. You want real legal advice? Go to an attorney. Flat out, straight to the attorney's office you go. But from what I know of things, and you know, mind you, I've heard this from lawyers too, some of it, not all of it, but there are people who are well versed enough in this, who know enough to and they share this stuff.
No time.
Listen to this. Listen to the advice. Now, I'm not. Now, do you have to take my advice? No. Am I a lawyer? No. But I am saying that I've heard this stuff from lawyers, and they will tell you this.
These gates lead to the
What I'm telling you right now.
capital. Destroy
Now,
them.
let's say you're not in the car.
I'll break the gates
You're
open if I have time.
not. Well, let's just say, okay, let's say it's not traffic. It's not, you know, Nambla scenario number 5, stolen vehicle, whatever. What if police are called
I am the
to your residence for, you know, X, Y, Z reason?
adapt.
Now, I will say this right now. You need to protect yourself the best that you can. And the best way to do this, have a witness and have a recording if it's legal in your state. Now, when I say have a recording, I do mean if it's legal for you to record anything,
Swarm conquers all.
get it recorded. Protect yourself. Because who here has heard the story about the guy who's done nothing wrong, girlfriend, wife, partner, whatever you want to call it, calls the police. Oh, I'm so scared. He threatened to hit me. He threatened to do this. He threatened to do that. Please send officers. I'm in fear of my life. Let me make this very clear here. There are women who will abuse, even men too, who will do their best to abuse
Swarm conquers
the police against you. And yes, they can do this. It's not necessarily hard to do, but you gotta be careful with it. You have to 100% absolutely protect yourself with this.
We are without limit. The swarm
Now,
conquers all.
with that being said, have a recording, have a witness, because this is the difference between you, whether it be man or woman, but more focused on the men here. This is the difference between you ending up in cuffs and heading to the local lockup, Or,
The swarm
or here, ending up or staying home while she's carted off in cuffs.
The hive cluster is under
Now, I hate to say that, I really do. I really do. But, you know, if you're the one who calls for help and you're the one end up getting slapped in cuffs, it leaves a real bitter taste in your mouth when it's like, I'm the one who called the police. She assaulted me. What the heck? I could use another term here, but I'm not going to.
boldly.
The next fire
So in that
will
case,
arrive in enemy
record
territory.
if it's legal for you to do so. Have a witness by any means necessary. Find a way to get a witness. Call someone on the phone. You know, just have them listen in. I don't really care. That can save you from getting arrested. No matter what. That can save your butt.
Retribution will be mine.
Now I covered CYA in another video, and the advice applies here. So I'm not gonna beat that horse to death. Now, depending upon the situation you're in, can dictate how things work. Example here. Heard this story while I was on active duty. This guy's at home with his wife. You know, nothing special. They start talking. Turns into an argument. You know, it goes the same way a lot of arguments go. They go up, they go down, they stop. But in this case, argument doesn't stop. She starts getting more and more mad. She finally gets so mad, she snaps. Starts throwing things at the guy. Mind you, he has his infant daughter in his arms. She starts throwing things, and she's throwing things at him.
What is it?
What does he do? He calls the police. She's throwing things at him while she had his infant daughter and everything. It's like, help me. Don't really want to do anything, but help me, please. Police show up. Guess who ends up getting arrested? Not her. He ends up getting arrested, and instead of just taking his lumps, he filed complaints. He sued. That officer ended up losing his job because he arrested the wrong person. Now, am I sitting here advocating for you to get getting police officers fired? No, I'm not. But, you know, the funny thing about police and laws is that, you know what? They have to be held to those same laws too. How can you enforce the law when you break it yourself here, folks? Dead serious. When you break it yourself. And, you know, this is, you know, one story of one guy coming out on top here and ultimately ending up getting a police officer fired. So let's talk about another story that's not from real life but from a YouTube story. Guy writes into a YouTuber to explains how he stopped his wife cheating on him. But he didn't do it in the legal way. He didn't, you know, he didn't go about and interfere with things. Instead, found out his wife was gonna cheat on him. Found the dude. Found he only lived like, you know, maybe a few blocks away. What's he do? Feeds his wife a very strong laxative to keep her in the bathroom. Sets up music, sets himself up to where it's just like, oh yeah, he's home, she can hear him. You know, he's off doing his own thing. In the meantime, he's on his electric bicycle, whizzing down the street. Guys come and be like, oh yeah, I'm hooking up with some married chick. Because there are guys like that who are just that slimy and disgusting that they'll get anything anywhere, even if it's getting it from the married women who are just so easily tempted by honeyed words and pretty little actions. But He finds out. He gets on his little electric bicycle, whizzes down to the guy's place, makes sure he's got enough to cover himself and everything. What does he do? Soon as the guy pops out his door, what does he do?
Make your
Well, he's got a baseball bat, and well, enough said. Then from there, after he's had his fill of whipping that guy's ass here, what's he do? Runs off in one direction, starts ditching all of the clothes he was wearing. You know, make sure that the evidence is distributed out. Make sure that, you know, it's all good. It's all that, you know,
The final bio launcher is about to arrive.
all that kind of stuff.
Prepare for its defense.
Then what does he do? He rides his bike home, puts it in the garage, closes the garage, goes inside. Wife's still on the toilet. She thinks he's still at home. What's he do? Just carries on. 2 police officers show up, knock on the door. He opens the door. The officers just push their way in. Where is your wife? We have a report. We have a report that she's in danger. Who told you that? It was an anonymous tip.
Cannons have been
That's not probable. That's not a probable cause for you to come in. Get out of my house.
destroy the Dominion's bases. Drive them into the city.
What do the cops do? They're just like, it's like, they're going to check and make sure this person's okay because there is a threat. So what do they end up doing? They end up breaking down the door where his wife's in the bathroom. She starts screaming at the police, "Get out of the bathroom, I'm using the toilet here." Then he turns to the cops. "Okay, there's my wife on the toilet. She is not harmed. She's not in any physical danger. Get out of my house." Cops are being just like, "Rah, rah, rah." And he's like, "You know what? You don't have probable cause to get out of my house." "Oh, you sound like a lawyer." "I am a lawyer. Now get out of my house." Cops start giving him flack. What does he do? Pulls out his cell phone. Starts recording. Picks up his landline phone. He calls another lawyer at his firm. Starts recording. "I want your names and your badge numbers. I'm gonna sue you for breaking my civil rights. You're interfering with the police investigation." "Really? I'm protecting my Fifth Amendment rights here." "Since when is that interfering with the police investigation?"
Make your peace.
And he says, "Not only will I sue your department, I'm going to sue both of you personally." What do the cops do? When they realize that there's not enough proof to deal with this situation, what do? They leave. Before they leave, they touch his car, make sure he hasn't been anywhere recently. They have no probable cause.
Dominion
He's off
forces
scot-free.
are in full retreat.
Now, and the point of this story is, don't go do something like that. I am not endorsing anybody go do that. No. I'm not endorsing anybody do that.
Positions around the palace.
What I am saying is that police need cause. And if their only cause is whatever's given to them, push back. Don't be like, "Oh, what you're doing is you can't." No, I'm not saying do that. No. I'm saying do your best to protect yourself
Your
here.
revenge is close.
I mean, just as an example, always invoke the Fifth.
Don't underestimate Mace.
Always
He
find
is by
ways to
far
deal
the
with this
most
stuff.
cunning enemy
Invoke
we've
the
ever
Fifth.
faced.
Invoke your right to counsel. If they got you stuck in an interview room, they could only hold you for 48 hours. After 48 hours, you're free to leave. And if they keep you there any longer, because they don't have to tell you. Heck, the police can lie to you all they want. It's one of the most classic scenarios. How do you get one person to flip on another? You lie to them and say, oh, this person just sold you down the creek. You better tell us stuff. Come on, spill it. That's what they do. They can lie. Protect yourself. Get a lawyer. Enough said. But anyway, this is Ghost Hunter 385 signing off. See you next time.